Hi, everyone, and welcome to Digital Champions. I'm your host, Charlene Shirk, where we speak to some of the most innovative thinkers in the digital space. And joining us today from Boca Raton, Florida, is Krista Neher with Boot Camp Digital. Krista, thanks so much for joining us today on Digital Champions.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
All right, put us through some boot camp. Tell us what you do there.
Yeah, we specialize in digital marketing, training, and upskilling. So we help marketing professionals and businesses understand how to use digital tools better to accelerate their results.
So now when you're dealing with digital marketing professionals, aren't they supposed to already know that answer? What are they getting when they come through your boot camp?
Sure. I mean, the thing is, digital marketing is always changing and evolving. And so it's important to stay up on the latest trends. The other thing is, if you think of the scope of digital, it's huge, right? You have social media, websites, email, all these different things. So staying abreast on all of those can be a big challenging and getting your skills high enough. So that's where we really help marketing professionals is to make sure that their skills are matching the needs of the workplace today.
I think I couldn't agree with you more. It is constantly changing. I did an interview with a previous organization and I said something about keeping a track of the next thing coming up, and she's like, no, the next three things that are coming up. It was actually an organization that kind of does policies and rules and regulations for digital marketers. Now you said companies as well, so talk to us a little bit about the companies that you serve, and is there a difference when you're working with a company that needs to learn versus a digital marketer who needs to make sure they're up to speed on everything?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, a lot of the businesses we work with, we do a lot of work with Fortune 500 companies in healthcare, B2B, consumer goods, all businesses you've heard of. And what's interesting there is that if you think about it, digital is really 10 years old in terms of being a mass marketing channel. Yet their marketing talent pool has over 10 years of experience. So most of the people working in these companies didn't grow up in their careers learning digital. And so what we find is there's a really big gap in organizations of the skills that they need and the skills that their employees have. And so what we focus on is upskilling the organization to provide sort of a consistent level of digital fluency so that they're all empowered to grow the organization's results better in digital. Because digital is now over 50% of marketing budgets. So it's not something you can afford to not really understand anymore.
So what is the big thing that you are making sure that people who are coming on board today know and understand?
So a lot of our time and effort really is just spent on the foundations, right? As marketers, we love to talk about, the metaverse and NFTs and all these new things. But the truth of the matter is the bulk of a business's results come from nailing the foundations, right? Things like SEO, your website, your email, your social, your ads, your CRM. These are the foundational elements that are going to account for the bulk of your growth in digital. So what we really focus on is making sure that businesses understand how these tools work and how to have a clear strategy for them. Because with digital, it's like a sniper rifle, right? We have massive targeting opportunities, but we need to be sharp enough to take advantage of those. So that's where we really help marketers to excel.
And I have to ask this, when you're dealing with the almighty budget and it's where do I concentrate those dollars, do you also help them based on the particular needs, say, of the company, of where those budget dollars, because you made an excellent point where you're like, look, let's not forget website. Let's not forget email. Let's not forget the basics. And then you can get all those. And if you can explain NFTs to us, you're worth every single penny. So do you help them also coach them as to where they should invest based on maybe if they're a business or if they're a service and how big they are, how small they are?
Exactly. So step one is usually clearly defining the strategy, right? A lot of businesses still don't have a strategy that's articulated well enough to be executed in digital clearly. Then it's, well, what channels are the best for you? So if you think about digital, it's like a toolbox, right? And there's different tools that I would need if I'm building a chair versus if I'm building a table versus if I'm, building a bed. So it's finding the right tools that are most likely to drive disproportionate impact for your organization. Right now, most businesses are trying to do everything, but they do them all sort of mediocrely, which I know isn't a word. But it's about figuring out where can you get the biggest impact and then really nailing and optimizing that channel.
All right, Krista, with the 30 seconds we have left, what's your biggest tip? What's your best tip you can give?
My best tip for businesses right now is do fewer things better. As marketers, we love the idea of adding new stuff and we get excited about it. But the truth is, there's probably a handful of things that disproportionately drive your results. If you can disproportionately invest in doing those better and better, that's where you get results. Think of the Instagram influencer. They're up at night saying, how do I do Instagram even better? They're not up at night saying, maybe I ought to be on LinkedIn. So if you can focus your efforts, that's the best way that you can get more ROI from your investments.
That is a great tip, a great place to leave it. Krista, thanks so much for joining us today. It was a pleasure having you, and thanks for making the time to be on Digital Champions.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, our pleasure. What a wealth of knowledge. And if you'd like to learn more about Bootcamp Digital, you can start by going to dailyadbrief.com. I'm your host, Charlene Shirk. Thanks for joining us, and we look forward to learning something new with you next time.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.